So I've just recently made some pretty significant changes to my night hunting equipment, and pretty happy with the results so far. You know, and I thought this would be a great time to kind of point out some pretty big things on the art of lights, the method that is becoming a thing of the past as time goes on, but still prevails and always will. And that is LED. I was running a different brand of lights for quite a while, had good success with it, but you know, there was some drawbacks to them. Just with any product, nothing's perfect, and you know, with the new equipment that I have, I don't really have any other way to say it, but we're kind of near perfect by my standards, in my opinion, for my needs. You know, this here is a very traditional setup that a lot of you are used to seeing for most coyote hunting and foxes and things of that nature. Here where I live in Ohio, we have a lot of open fields surrounded by woodlots, you know, but this time of year crops are all grew up. So this thing probably isn't going to get taken out anytime soon, except for maybe a couple of properties where there's a little bit of grass fields. But you know, this is what most of us are used to seeing, is something along these lines right here, and I have no complaints whatsoever. Coyote Light does offer a rheostat or a dimmer switch, and I tried it out. I didn't like it. I also didn't like the ones that I used in the past, just because of the way I mount my lights. I mount them right on top of the scope. I know, you know, some people don't like doing that. Some people, you know, will get adapters, stick them right up under the swivel mounts. I've seen people run barrel mounts and mount them up under there. You know, this is my personal preference. I don't see a reason why I need to run rheostats and dimmer switches when I have everything right here. So that's just my opinion. But this is not getting used in the summertime. So what does get used is these two guys right over here. Good old-fashioned 870. And might be a little different than what a lot of us might be used to seeing, but these lights on top of this 870, or under this 870 I should say, has killed a lot of stuff. And it wasn't until recent I just started getting into filming, so I just recently was able to get footage of doing some field hunting at night with the lights, and I'm blind and I can't mount this. Trying to film at night running shotguns, it's a very difficult challenge for me so far, and I have yet successfully be able to pull it off. I mean, I'm a one-man show, and it's difficult enough filming your hunts, much less hunting in the woods at night. I don't really want to talk too much about that. We'll save that later on down the road. But tonight, I need to do a little bit of coon hunting for a property that has been getting hit pretty good with the coon damage, and you know, I've promised a fellow that I would come out there and make a pretty good presence at some point this week, and tonight's the night. So we're gonna give the coyote stuff a break right now, and put some pressure on the coons tearing up the corn, and kind of got to do my due diligence for some of these properties. So this is where the 870 is going to come in. I do want to say, why did I make the switch to going for more of an expensive light, a lot more expensive lights? You know, anybody in night hunting, anybody who predator hunts, anybody who varmint hunts, they know this name. This name's been around a while. But is it worth it? I mean, these lights are almost $500 a piece. Actually, I think this one here is over $500 retail. I think there's a sale going on. It might be under it. I don't know. You know, if you want two of them, I mean, you're going to be near $1,000. If you want accessories, I got a belt clip and a handle. I have another handle without the belt clip that I wrap some paracord around. Just playing around with different things. Yeah, the price can add up. I want to tell you that these lights, based on, you know, just from my opinion and my experience, these are on a different planet than your normal advertised night hunting flashlight, because that is what this is. This is a flashlight. I don't care what anybody says. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it a predator light. You can fancy it up however you want to. You can make it look fancy. This is a flashlight. Is all it is. The big difference that I see with these lights is the features. I can go from focus to flood in a quarter turn. That's unreal to me from where I came from, where I almost had to make 2.5 rotations on the bezel on the other lights that I've used. That's not good. That is absolutely not good for me. When you're trying to open that flood or focus the beam down and you're having to fight those rotations, the whole time my light is doing this down range on my Coyote because of the mounting system and the amount of turns that I have to make with it. This is super, super, super smooth operation. On and off in the back, there's no audible noise. It's so smooth. The dimming control is just, I love it. Now, I don't know on what planet anybody can successfully kill coyotes, real coyotes, if this is your kill light. I hope this is somebody's scan light. And if anybody ever brought this on my hunts, it'd be your last one with me. No way I would even allow that out of the truck. They don't take batteries. Everything's internal. Plug it up, you're good. I'm not going to talk too much about the specs on them. If you want the specs, go to their website. I know if you found my video, you've probably see a couple of other fellas on there who are giving some really good in-depth reviews on the specs. Not going to take that away from them, but these lights mount completely different than your traditional flashlights. Picatinny rail. When these mount to the scope mounts, there's no adjusting. There's no having to raise it up, align it with the windage, raise it up with elevation. You're not playing with that. You're not fighting that every time you go out. That is what drove me nuts with my other lights. Was once I get it dialed in, I get it set, focus my light down, look through my scope, see how I'm looking, raise it up some more, move it to the right, whatever I need to do. Over time, when I shoot, my light moves. And it came to the point to where, you know, hey, could my mount be getting a little loose? Could it be getting wore out? There's been a couple of times where I've had to kill things holding my light where I wanted it to go, and then taking my shot while I'm holding my flashlight, which is mounted to my rifle. Unsat. Can't have that. You mount this on here, you're done. Simple as that. That scope will be downrange in that light every single time. And that's a big deal to me. I love that. Do a lot of coon hunting, so these lights are going on shotguns all the time. You know, hey, do we need $500 lights, $400 lights to go coon hunting with? No. You don't need $400 lights to kill coyotes either. But you certainly are going to wish you did. I have no complaints. I mean, I wish that, you know, the dimmer switch, as much as I don't use them on rifles, I do want them on shotguns. My complaint with the dimmer switch, for me, and I'm probably a big minority running shotgun setups at night for coyotes. I know nobody does it, I'm sure, except maybe a couple of hard chargers out there. But you can't control the on and off with the dimmer, the rheostat. The light already has to be on. That's kind of a bummer. You know, when you're dealing with an 870 26-inch barrel, kind of a long gun, with your light mounted up there, I can't reach my controls. So I have to unshoulder the gun, turn it on. Most of the time I don't ever have to fight the bezel. My bezel's already going to be set. But having to unshoulder the weapon, it's kind of crappy. But that is with an 870 with a 26-inch barrel. I've killed stuff with it. I've killed stuff unshouldering it and turning it on and reshouldering the weapon. However, I certainly have made my my life difficult doing some of those movements too, and spooking my game. But for the guys who are running semi-automatic shotguns, no big deal. Turn your kill light on, you know, operate your dimmer wherever you want to, you're good to go. So, you know, I guess really in a nutshell, the only complaint that I have is with the dimmer. Most guys don't use them. I mean, we really don't. It's just another wire that's going to get tangled up and broke. Or in my case, your beagle, your hound dog, eats it, and you only get to use it maybe 3 times. So, all right. So moving forward, before we go off to the coon hunt, these are 2 different models. Most people are used to seeing this. This has been around for a while. All right. This is the Coyote Light Pro. A little bit different in design, same function, same operation. However, there's a big difference between this light and that one. This is certainly meant for long range. This is what you want on your rifle. This light can focus a little bit tighter than the traditional Coyote Light. Amazing. If you got good glass scopes, you absolutely can identify things very far with a VX6. I don't have a VX6, this is a VX1. My buddy runs a VX6 variable, and I tell you what, we put this on his. We were able to identify deer, arguably coming up on 750 yards. That is substantial, absolutely substantial. Now granted, the weather conditions were there, and you know, everything kind of lined up. So now this here, what I love about this one, this doesn't have as tight of a beam. That's a really tight beam. You go compare that to some of the other names out there. They're top of the line, on the shelf lights will not get that tight. I mean, this doesn't. I'm not doing this thing justice sitting here pointing at my coffee table. These are really tight beams, and they hold a lot of light together downrange. If you're running the good glass scopes, big objective lenses, these tight beams are going to get soaked up in those objective lenses, and you're going to be able to see at extreme range. This light does have a bigger flood than the Pro. You know, I'm gonna put that one on the 870 tonight for coon hunting, and I normally don't. I normally run this one, and flood it out pretty big because I love the flood for shotguns. But we'll just play with this and see what it looks like on camera. But this used to not be a one-man show. It's now a one-man show. I'm a one-man show. I kill coyotes, I kill coons, I kill varmint all night long by myself. It used to not be like that. I mean, I'm sure there's guys that were out there, they did it, awesome. They're hard charters, hardcore dudes. They got the system down, they know what they're doing. If you're wanting to purchase lights, this is my opinion. This is my review of the Coyote Light brand. If you're on the fence about it, if you've never coyote hunted ever before, or you don't even care about coyote hunting, you just want a good predator hunting light because you want to go pop some coons, or you want to go, I don't know, spotlight around your barns, that may not be the light for you. This is specifically designed for a purpose, and it's meant for long range marksmanship. That said, this light, this is a general purpose light right here. I tell you what, this thing can do it all. This is a scanning machine. I'm used to scanning with head scanners and things like that. Going from a head scanner to running a handheld is changed my game up a lot. I'm running my scans fast when I come through there. The flood is big. I've caught so much eyes. I mean, you're panning all day long, or in our case, all night long. All of a sudden, bam, behind you downwind, you got eyes. I can't tell you how many times I have probably lost things because I'm scanning too slow. I see coon eyes off at 400 yards, and I'm trying to figure out, is that coon eyes or is that coyote eyes? What's it doing? Is it a deer? And you get sucked in on it. You want to look. You want to focus in on it, see what it does, and a minute later you spin around and you got a coyote downwind of you sitting there. I mean, that certainly has been my case a lot. These lights mitigate a lot of that for me. I have a lot of surface area I'm putting down there. I have a big flood. I can focus it in if I really want to. I'm not sure that I've been busted scanning with this. And I'm just being dead serious. I feel like I have beat everything when they are coming into me, when I'm actually successfully calling them in. So enough of that. You know, I'd like to get on down the road and let's go pop some coons, put some fur on the ground. Give me a like, subscribe to my new channel. And, you know, it is a growing channel. I just got into filming my hunts, so you know, I would certainly love your support. And if you've got any questions, I will help you as much as I can. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for some more videos and tips and maybe some gear testing out on the field at night. So thank you guys.